Alrighty. I think we're here. Or at least I am. Right. Okay. Let's put that in there. Alrighty. I think everything's going well. What are we doing today? Got some big plans out here. Going to build a new warehouse. Obviously, this warehouse is finished. And this building's finished. Well, still need some more decoration on the roof, but I guess we'll get that. Yeah, okay. What should we get started with? Let's have a look. Start with a tour, I guess, of unfinished staircases that go to nowhere. Health and safety would be appalled. Let's have a think about this over here, maybe. What we got? Half slabs? No. I need to make some. What are we looking at? Zinc is... Oh, that's not how you spell zinc. Zinc. Do some of that. Put that into there. Do the... Sorry. Copycat steps is what I'm actually looking for, not half slabs. What was I saying? Do I already have some of those? Yeah, I did already. Oh, well. So I want some stairs going up here. How do I do that over here normally? Okay, I have a little extension piece. Okay, let's grab some steel frames. I'll need a slab here, I think. Let's have a look. What would it be? Slab. Copycat slab. Can place this here, I think. Oh, no, that's not how you do that. Let me just, I'll just do it this way. There we go. And do that. I find this create thing that helps you place objects like next to other objects actually gets in the way sometimes because it moves around too much. But depending on what angle you're looking at, like it kind of just jiggles around and you just want it to, I just want to be able to just point here and just spam some more. Anyway, we'll do a bit of that. Hi, Post. I hope you enjoy your building session. Yep, looking forward to it. I've got a few big plans for today. Well, a few different things, actually. A few different things on the cards that I could be doing. This here is just something I want to build while I'm waiting for people to turn up, basically. The other big project is going to be this, the storage warehouse. So it's going to be like this, but a little bit shorter. And then there's a few other plans around the base as well. So yeah, I like getting the community to help out and give suggestions. Keep up the good work, Posty. Oh, thank you so much. Wow, okay. Is that a donation thing? Because I've never seen that before. Thank you so much. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I really enjoy producing this content for everyone. It's like it's a passion of mine, I guess. I like to explain and educate. So yeah. Let's do a bit of that. I did notice that there was a message when I started the stream from Blue Devil Chef saying that they saw the live and we watched 40 minutes of silence of black screen basically before they realized that it was the stream was scheduled in the future. And I admire that dedication. but I definitely won't be leaving people hanging for that long. So if it's not started within 5-10 minutes, maybe check the time, because yeah, I try to be punctual is what I'm trying to say. Oh, Danish krones, nice. I lived in Sweden at one stage during my life. So the currency there is called krona or krona. I forget how to pronounce it. So yeah, that's cool. Hope he sees this stream. Yeah, I hope he doesn't miss out, because that'd be terrible to waste 40 minutes and then miss the actual stream. But I guess I do put them up so people can watch them after the event. Which reminds me, I should probably take down the other one. I like to only have one live stream video up at a time. I unlist them. So if you've watched them before and still have the link, you can go back to them. But yeah, they're situational, aren't they? Because videos have a bit more of a longevity in terms of watching a series, but live streams are a bit more interactive, and not being there is a bit different. What's this doing up here? Get rid of that. Keep leaving little random construction blocks. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Let's see how we're doing. So what I wanted to do, like, it looks like I'm just making a platform up into nothing. I had this idea that this was even though it's not really marked as such, this is kind of the main entrance to the warehouse, I guess. This is the chemical warehouse where all the chemical processes are going to go. I've got my sulfuric acid production. It's a distilled water plant there. That's my bisulfate, I think. Yeah, that's for making sodium persulfate. The idea is that each of these bays will have a different chemical process. So my polyethylene production is going to go in here once I do that pretty soon. And then other acids and all kinds of stuff. But obviously this isn't going to be enough. So the plan was to have a second warehouse, which I'm thinking of building out here. So I've just left space for it. I haven't actually started on it, obviously, because we're not going to need that for a while, because there's loads of space in here. And I've forgotten where I was going with that. Ah, that's right. And so I just thought that, there's like a little maintenance area here with, some blocks and stuff and just random pieces of construction materials, which kind of makes sense to me. And then upstairs, there would have to be the admin section. So the idea is that you'd go this way and another sign, and then the admin area would be just up here, like a little office. So maybe, would you want to look out the window? I don't know. Probably not. I feel like it would just be enclosed and have windows looking out, making sure all the workers are doing what they should be. So yeah, it doesn't, I won't put anything up there like functionally, but I thought it would just add a little bit of flavor to this build. 3:38 a.m. Oh my Lord. Okay, that's dedication. That is very early. It's, what time is it? Just after 10 a.m. here in Australia, in Adelaide, where I'm based. So it's a bit more manageable. Finding a time that works for everyone is basically impossible, I've learned. So having it earlier makes it too late for some people. And yeah, I think the only option would be to stream 24 hours a day, which obviously I can't do. Or late, yeah. Denmark, it's 2:39 a.m. Wow, okay. I'm sorry that I'm ruining everyone's sleep by scheduling it in this time, but yeah, I appreciate you joining. It's great. Okay, let's keep going with this. What am I doing? So I need to do that. Actually, what I should do is just grab some dirt, and then I'll have something to put the blocks against on the side here. Okay, that works. Love the jet boots. Basically, all the building I've done up until now has been, I've been wanting to get the jet boots because it's so much easier just to fly around. It'd be nice if we could get rid of those little particles, but I guess that's the trade-off. All right, is that going to be tall enough? Or perhaps too tall? Perhaps too tall. Let's grab some, what is this, scaffoldings? I just can't sleep. Yeah, okay. I have had trouble with insomnia and stuff like that sometimes. Lie in bed and I just can't fall asleep. I'm tired, but I'm just lying there for ages. So yeah, I understand. What? Where's that building? What? How did it build it all the way out there? I must have misclicked. Now, is that a nice height or is that too tall? That's going to look a bit weird, isn't it? If that's the floor. Well, unless we actually want to incorporate the windows into it. Maybe the idea isn't so much you look out those windows, but it provides natural light into that office room. Try melatonin. Yeah. Okay. I've never tried that. I've tried things like herbal teas and stuff like that, but I haven't gone that far. Okay. I'm thinking what we might do. Put the entrance to the office here. So the office will be like a small rectangular cube. And these will just be stairs going up. In which case, maybe we're not important enough that we need 3 stairs wide. It is just the manager after all. Okay, so what's the floor going to be made of? Probably more of this sheet metal stuff. Sheet metal treading. That looks like a good choice. And we'll use some copycat slabs for the floor. So it's going to be this height. Oops. There we go again. Okay, let me just do that. There we go. All right. That works. We could have the doorway here. Have I done that right? Yeah, I think so. Oops. All right. We've got slab. Yep, got some more of those. Excellent. I've been going through lots of zinc because of all the copycat panels and things I keep creating. Okay. And over here, yeah, one more. Maybe 1 block higher. Higher than that, you mean? Oh, yeah, okay. I think I see what you mean. So if you had, so you'd be looking at like that. That is a great question. Oh, yeah, you might be right, actually. All right, let's look down from underneath. How's it going to look? Okay. I mean, just in case it wasn't obvious, this is just a temporary block. I was just putting that there to figure out the height. That's not what I'm going to use. Is there a way in the EMI when you look at crafting recipes and you click on one that you can go back, or do you need to start at the beginning? Okay, let's pick something. Sulfuric acid, I guess. It's a good one to start with. So let's say you click into here and click into there. Is there a way to go back? I don't think so. Oh, hang on. Backspace. Yes, the backspace key will do that. There's nothing on the user interface, but you can press the key, backspace. So if I click into the Quadria, helium gas, it now takes me back there, back there, back there. Yeah. So that's the trick. I keep forgetting that. Backspace key. What do we do about this? Do we go up a block? I mean, there's going to be a warehouse just over there. There's not going to be much to see. I think I'm going to leave it at this height. I think I'm going to leave it here. We are going to need some supports, so let's grab some girders. So I thought maybe we could have a girder coming out from here. Like that. We don't need these now. Build looking epic. Glad to catch the live. Thank you. I do spend... So compared to other YouTubers who are doing Start Technology, they are just smashing through the pack. And like there's a guy I've just recently started following called Anti-Axolotl, who I really love his content. It's really good. He started his Start Technology playthrough, I don't know, it feels like 3 weeks ago or something like that. And he's already gone past where I am. He's well into ME. So applied energistics now. So yeah, it's funny. I all this extra stuff here takes time, but I do enjoy it. I'm not trying to speed run through the pack. I've always said. And if that's what others want to do, then yeah, go for it. I'm not here to lawn base. What am I looking for? I have run out of the sheet metal treading. That wouldn't be sheet metal though. That would be some kind of structural block. What would I use? Ah, this one. That's sheet metal block. And do a bit of this. So here's a fun fact. If you're placing these sheet metal blocks, or like placing blocks on top of a girder, it doesn't connect. Like there's actually a little gap. But if you place the girder underneath the block, it connects like that. So what I might do is actually do it for the corners. Like that. That gives it a little bit more realism, I guess. I don't think it needs to be all the way across. Okay. Do we have any more of those? Actually. Yeah, we need more of those treads. Am I out of sheet metal? I am. Okay, so that makes more. But that should be enough. Okay, that looks kind of realistic. Sort of. Greetings. Hello, James. Thank you for joining. It's good to see you again. Or read you again. This relationship that I have with chat is so strange to me, because this is new to me. This is only my 4th live stream ever. The fact that I'm communicating with people by speaking, but reading their responses is still weird. Okie dokie. So yeah, I feel like this next part up here would be more of these steel frames. With some slabs. Ah, we did say we were going to go 1 block wide. Ah, it would be inconsistent. Let's go with this. Oop. Okay. Next step, let's do the fences. Andesite bars and copycat panels. Love me copycat panels. As I've said before, it was an absolute game changer when I discovered them in my last playthrough of Start Technology. I don't even know how I found them, but after that, I just started using them everywhere. Whoops. This is what I meant about the placement of these things. I always find it difficult to get that little arrow in the right spot. I know it's based on which corner of the tile you're on, but I always seem to click at the wrong moment. Okay, that's looking nice and safe. This little bit here is a bit odd, but we can just do this. And then do some of this type of stuff. Now we need a material for this to be made of. I'm guessing it's going to be some sort of temporary structure. Well, not temporary, but like it's going to look a bit different. So I'm actually thinking I won't use that material. I'll actually use that material. Kind of like the block over there. Oh, wait, I didn't do the support on this side. I should do that as well. Greetings, fellow YouTuber. Greetings, fellow YouTuber. Would you consider collabing with D-Day? I have to admit I don't know who that is. I haven't considered collabing with anyone yet. I find it strange that I'm even doing what I'm doing. But I think it'd be fun. Yeah, I mean, doing work with other people who are similarly passionate about the game would be pretty good. Did I do this right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Got to place them from below, like that, and like that. It kind of looks like it's supposed to be there. That transition from there to there is a bit jarring. I might be able to put something on the outside. Ah, in fact, I can. Let's do this. There, look at that. And then there'll actually be a bit of a lip on the edge. That'll look quite nice, I think. For completeness, we should probably do it on this side as well. Nah, we'll come back to that. All right, as I said before, I need to use these sheet metal blocks, which I already have some in there. From what I could see, I left a comment on one of D-Day's videos, then apparently you commented. Yeah, I did, yeah. I don't know how I found that, because you mentioned on the video about collabing, and then I decided to search up whoever it was you mentioned, and the latest video you had a comment on it, so I thought I'd be cheeky and respond to it. All right, let's have a look. Panels, yeah, let's use panels because it's a thin wall, and we'll go like that. Yep. Oh, wait, hang on. We'd go right to the end, wouldn't we? Yeah. I think. Oh, that's going to look weird. Huh. Oh, well, I'll figure it out. And then on this side, like that. Okay, let's grab some tempered glass. I feel like there would be a glass window there, like that, when you come up with it. So the manager can see who's at the door. What sort of door do we have? Oh, there is a sheet metal door, isn't there? Yes. All right. Excellent. Let's build one of those. Now, can we place that in the right spot? Let's place it on the other side. So, I don't know if I mentioned this, but rather embarrassingly, I only just realized I've been playing Minecraft for forever, it feels like. Way before, like I was playing it in beta. But I only realized today, not today, in the last week or so, that the part of the block that you click on when you place a door determines which side it opens towards. So if you place it on the left side, it opens to the left. If you place it on the right side, it opens to the right. I only just realized that. But all this time I've been placing it going, oh, that's the wrong way. I need to place it again. And just not understanding why it was different. It's insane. Like, because the game doesn't teach you anything like that. You just got to kind of pick it up. And there wasn't enough visual cues for me to ever figure that out until I suddenly just realized it. And yeah, it's just blowing my mind. So anyway, I need the door to open. Whoops. Need the door to open away from the window. So, why is it doing that? Okay, hang on. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I'm placing it in the wrong block. It's actually on the other side, like that. There we go. That's what we want. And it's safe because it opens outwards. So if there's a fire, you can go, get out. Okay, I need to fix that up. Oh, okay. Lost track of chat again. Are those half slabs? These ones are half slabs. Yep. Copycat half slabs. Sorry. No, what am I talking about? These are copycat slabs, as you can see on the tooltip, and those are copycat steps. So they're half a slab, but they're called a step. Really, with Star Technology, FTB Ultimate Crate, the way you could multi-encase stripped logs with andesite. Clicking each stripped log is annoying. Yeah, that's true. Is this pre-AE2 or post-AE2? It's mid-AE2. I've got a whole bunch of machines here that are crafting a bunch of things. I've got the assemblers and things making circuits, but I haven't finished yet. So I haven't built the controller. I haven't placed anything in yet. I've just been building the parts for it. Same mileage you found out last month. I'm guessing that's in reference to that door thing. Embarrassed to say I found out about it 20 seconds ago. Yeah, well, I mean, we got to share the information, right? Also, a door automatically connects if its hinges on the block closest to it. I think you mean for double doors? What version are you playing on? There's like 30 different copycat. Yeah, there's heaps. Look at that. There's so many different ones. In fact, actually, the better way to look at it is to go to the copycat. Well, my favorite block in the game, the Stonecutter. So just looking at all the different things here. Very cool. Copycat panels, copycat pressure plates. They've got layers now as well. Where is it? Where's the layer? There it is. So if I make some of those, you can have any height that you want of a block. Oops, if you place it right. So you can keep adding to it. And it gives you any custom height you want. Which is crazy. And of course you can just go like that. And you get them all back as well, which is kind of cool. There's all the different vertical variants as well. It's amazing. One of the overlooked ones is the copycat block, which you'd think, well, that it's like there's no point to it because it's just replacing a block like that. But as I discovered when I was building the roof of this over here, which area is it? In this area here, if I'd actually remove this, whoops, inventory's full. Put some of the stuff out of the way. If I place this block of quartz directly into there, it looks like that. It catches the light differently as its normal block for some reason. So having the copycat, like because these are all copycat panels, so they obviously handle reflections and things differently in this shader pack, and that was bothering me. So luckily, they have these copycat blocks, so I can actually do that and make it seamless. See? Can't see. Perfect. What version am I playing on? I'm playing on the latest Star Technology release. What was it, Eta or Theta? I can't remember. Pretty sure without mods, you physically cannot get a door's hinges to face the other side if you're placing it against a wall. Wait, do you mean actually... Where have I got a wall? I've got so many copycat panels everywhere. I don't have any real walls. Oh, up here. Ah. So do you mean... Oh, hang on. Oh, I can't actually place that. Do you mean like that? But if you do this... See, that'll give you a different result. I don't know if that's what you mean. Does it still do connected texture, though? Yes. You want to see an amazing example of connected texture? Have a look at this. That is connected. So this is a copycat slab, and that is a solid machine casing. So that outer line goes all the way down around it. That's something I discovered and was absolutely blown away by it because that looks really cool. Fun fact, they used to be emerald and diamond sieves in an earlier version. Now they've removed it. Yes, that my first playthrough was on that version, the beta version. I think it was in there for a little while. But yeah, there was lots of different sieves, which was an interesting way of doing the resource production. Anyway, I should get back on task. That doesn't look too bad, actually. It's a good start. Need some windows. That feels good. Obviously, we need a wall over here as well. Actually, let's keep going. Let's get this finished. What are we going to do with these windows? Maybe he doesn't get windows. Maybe that solves the problem. We don't want him distracted from doing his job. Except that way. Gotta go now, but I'll watch the stream on my iPDA. All right. Thanks for joining. That looks kind of interesting. I don't know. Could be a block taller, I think. That does bother me. And it would look weird if it was the other stuff, I think. Just other way around. Let's do... Oh. Ah, that's all right. I built that in the wrong place, didn't I? That's part of the problem. That's wrong. After all that. Yeah, that fixes that problem. I don't know why I did that. Okay, hang on. Let's build it up again. That's weird. Okay. Just tuned in. What's going on? I'll explain in just a moment. Reminds me of the safety office at the steel mill I worked on. That is the whole idea. That's what I'm going for, like a safety kind of office type thing. Good morning, good evening. Yes, hello, the lizard. I assume that's how that should be pronounced. What we're doing is building a manager's kind of office or safety office for this warehouse. As a quick recap, I've figured this would probably be the main entrance, and I've always had the idea that there should be like an admin area or like a safety office. And so this sign has been sitting here to remind me to do it. And then another sign here. And the idea was it would be up here, somewhere, above everything else. There's plenty of room in this. There's plenty of room in this warehouse. Like the machines I'm building here aren't going to be that tall, so I think that is going to work. That might need to change. That might need to be a structural block, because that looks a bit weird, being like an open frame. But we'll get to that. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Anyway, need to finish this and then move on. Let's build a bit of that, and then which way was it? It was this way, wasn't it? There we go. Now, really don't like this being different to that. But on the outside, you sort of want it to be those blocks. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, these aren't built for aesthetics. They're very rugged and dysfunctional, right? I get the impression that maybe this thing... Where's my tempered glass? I get the impression maybe this thing was actually constructed from a shipping container. That type of thing. Just to save money. And then they've retrofitted it. Which means it needs to be taller, but I mean, I guess I just need to make it fit the space. So you come up here, you knock on the window, or knock on the door, and then he says, come in, and you can come in. That makes sense. Let's put windows across here. How many blocks did I... Actually, 4 and 4. So I can put a... Is this the middle? This is the middle. Rather than make it one big window, we can break it up into 2. And then do tempered glass. Oh, wait. Okay. What did I do there? Okay. That's the problem. There we go. Okay. I thought I was going crazy there for a second. All right. Now, needs a roof. Is that going to be 2? Let's have a look. That's a bit short, isn't it? Probably need to go up 1 more block. Which means the window is not going to be centrally located, but that's fine. That's fine. Oops. I make that mistake so often. It's funny. Do you have the framed blocks mod? Yes. Oops, distracted myself. Yes, we do. We do. And I have used that. That technique you're talking about, which is very cool. I did it over here somewhere. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this block here. Is 2 slabs on top of each other, and this slab is that sort of granite texture, and then that one, oh, hang on. Yeah, and then that one is the, oh, actually, I might as well show you. So there's 2 blocks in there. So 2 copycat slabs. No, 2 frame slabs. Is it? No, wait, it's copycat slabs. So that's same thing works here. So I can do that. And then like that. So that's in the same block. So, oh, what have I done? That's the wrong one. Okay. There we go. Okay. Anyway, back on task. Yeah, I think that new height looks better. Let's finish this off. Does the manager's office get air conditioning vents? I think it should. Yes, that's a great idea. Because it would get pretty hot in here, I'd say. This warehouse, especially in the upper part of this warehouse and the windows. Obviously, the sunlight would come streaming through. All the hot air rises. So this area up here would be pretty hot, I'd say. Down here, I think, the workers would have a bit of natural ventilation going on. But yeah, definitely air conditioning. Can you make a suggestion for what sort of vents to use for that? Do you mean a specific block? I know there's some technical blocks. Oops, let me land here. Wrong key. There's technical blocks that have these spinning fans, but I can't figure out how to make them because this tinkering table thing is not telling me which one is the base one to make, and then everything comes out of that. So I think that's a question someone asked on a stream earlier. Oh, excuse me. I figured out. So is it the laboratory block? Yeah. So let me park myself for a second. The laboratory blocks, you can't craft them except one particular type. So this one here, it tells you to use the tinkering table, which I've hidden away over here. And once you sorry about that. Just needed to take a drink of my tea. Once you actually click on the block, this tinkering table interface comes up and you can select different ones, but you need to have the laboratory blocks to start with. And I figured out that this one here is craftable. So it's really easy to make. But I can't figure out which technical block is the one I need to make to unlock all these. So there must be one of them, but I haven't been able to figure it out. Because I'd like to have those fans. They look pretty cool. Actually, one thing I was also going to mention. Is it on this one? Yeah. There's also a fan that you can make in a 3x3 pattern to make a massive fan, which looks really cool. But yeah, I can't figure out which block to make to actually unlock those. Okay, let's drop that. What have we got here? I can't even remember what block I'm using there. Sheet metal block. All these sheet metal blocks are just made from different bits of iron, like nuggets and ingots, so they're super easy to make. That looks better. I'm not a fan of that light coming through there, though. I guess that's one of the downsides of using these copycat panels, because you have light leakage. Oh, there we go again. Don't have enough sheet metal on me. Let's grab some more of those. And also copycat panels. I finally discovered the limitations of the wireless crafting. Sorry, the wireless terminal for Tom's Simple Storage. Because obviously here it works, but I was doing a little bit of work just over here, setting up the concrete for this warehouse. Over here, it doesn't work. So it's just too far away. But that's all right. I'll have the wireless ME system up and running pretty soon. And that can be upgraded nicely. Okay. Here we go. That almost seems too tall now. Maybe I need to adjust the windows. Actually, maybe, yeah, that would balance it a little bit better. I like that trick where you can just click it twice. Let's right click twice, but it doesn't work with this laser wrench. Even though you can remove it, it won't let you, it doesn't know that the next action is to actually place it. That's almost too nice and airy in here for this guy now. All right. Oops. Okay. I know the block to start off the technical blocks. Technical block caution framed plates. Of course. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my. Okay. Thank you. That is huge. All right. I don't know how was I supposed to know that? You are a lifesaver. Oh, look at that. Yeah, definitely the GOAT. That's amazing. Thank you very much. That is... Look at all these different like blocks I've got. This is too much to try and deal with. I'm going to have to make a whole bunch of these. Let me just make a few different types. Malfunctioning fan is a good one. And transparent fan. All right. Could you use the effortless building mod? I think it works with copycats. Limitations. So here's a good example. If I'm placing the floor, let's say, well, okay, let's just lay some dirt slabs. It doesn't actually texture it. It just places them. Okay. I mean, that's something we could work with. However, if you want to place them, say, vertically on a wall, well, let's just do it here. It doesn't place them in that orientation. And also, I don't think you can do the underside slab ones. So if I was to do the floor, trying to come out from here, like that, it places them in the bottom of the block, not in the upper section, which is where I selected it. Oh, do you see that? Trying to use effortless, vein miner to remove those, I would be removing half of my warehouse as well. So I've learnt my lesson from that. I always check that number in the corner before I actually commit to it. Let's see, catching up on chat again. All right, I'm going to play Minecraft while watching Minecraft. Yeah, I do that sometimes. When I'm just doing these building things without streaming, sometimes I'm just watching videos on the side. It's kind of chill. We need a standardized wrench for everything. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's annoying. All right. Let's put in some fans. Well, actually, let's test them out before we actually commit to anything. Let's put up some panels. Let's get rid of this dirt. Okay. Oops, turn that off. All right. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that's perfect. All right. Let's try the transparent fan. Oh, that's even better. That's cool. Okay. No pun intended. And then you got the malfunctioning fan. Oh, they are awesome. I love those because it gives you, like, gives your builds life. Also, very quickly wanted to show this thing here. Where is it? The massive fan. I'm a massive fan of the massive fan. Okay. Oops. Hang on. I think... So how does it work? Is it world locked? No. Actually, don't remember. Let's just do that. I'll figure it out, but yeah, essentially, check that out. That looks very cool. What are your opinions on the way the StarTech team changes and additions to Crate Vintage? Sorry, hang on. What are your opinions on the way the StarTech teams? So do you mean... Where is it? This stuff. Yeah, the vintage machines. I didn't use them, and I am not interested in using them because I feel like this should be a GregTech pack, and really they're very early game versions of all the GregTech machines, and you very quickly go past. They become obsolete super early, so I didn't bother really looking into them. I didn't miss them. Like, okay, maybe rephrase that. When I played this first time in beta, the beta version, they didn't have that, and discovering that it was in this version, I wasn't jumping for joy, and I didn't even try them because I was like, well, I don't see the point. In base Crate Vintage, it's literally only use is automating glass panels, rods, and the smithing table. Yeah, spent 6 hours in Crate, then moving on to GregTech. Yeah, well, that's what I've done. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to move away from using the Crate power, like not using the electromagnets and stuff. Like to set up these windmills just to get everything going, like the base machinery. But I haven't actually touched any of this Crate stuff for a long time. The tree farm's Crate at the moment, but I switch that on and off when I need it. So I could almost dismantle all my Crate stuff. So yeah. It's optional, but Crate that you shouldn't skip. Yeah. I did make that video on you shouldn't skip Crate. At least to start with. It's mainly the plates recipe that I do it for. But yeah, I guess I'm a bit of a hypocrite. In my most recent Theta playthrough, I completely ignored anything Crate. Don't recommend it. Slows things massively. Yeah, it's a bit of a... people have a love-hate relationship. No, that's not the right word, is it? Because that's when you love it and hate it. It's what I mean is Crate is polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. And I feel like if they removed it from this pack entirely, I wouldn't miss it. As long as there was ways to achieve. I mean, there is ways to achieve that stuff. You just use the Steam stuff. So anyway, let's get back on task. Let's get rid of these. Put air conditioning thing on here. Oh, I got rid of the transparent fan. I should change that because I think I like the transparent fan. Oops, wrong one. Okay, click on that. Maybe above the door. Or maybe up here. That doesn't look right at all. That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, okay. That looks kind of cool. Not sure about this bit here, though. I think that is too thick. I think I might need to use the half panels. That looks better. And then we'll do the same thing here. Look at those connected textures. Gives the illusion that it's some other kind of block, which is kind of cool. Maybe, what's that? What's that panel called? Sheet metal again? Yeah, sheet metal walling. Might do that as well. Whoops. And that creates a small problem, but we can fix that by doing that and then shifting this to the outside. Place that there and then put the bars in like that. Nice. Sticks out a little bit, but it's not too bad. Something not 100% right about this, but it is a good start. Let's fix this up here. Use the same trick we did just then. Not warning, is it? It's hazard. Yeah, put a hazard sign up as well. Can we do this? Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Ah, that's right. I've got to put that on the inside. Actually, I could almost. Ah, doesn't matter. I'll sort that out some other time. Okay. Oh, got distracted again. Let me. Wow, there's a lot going on in chat. Oh shit. What's going on here? Gold a byproduct from ore washing with crate? Yes, it is. Both crate and Greek tech skippable magnetite. Yeah, okay. Hello there, I love the design. Thank you. I spend quite a lot of time trying to make things look realistic. And lived in, I guess. This is going to be a completely pointless little build, like little office. Hang on. I just had an idea. Where's the frame sign? Get some calcite. Eroded calcite looks good. Oh, can't even read this thing, but ah, after all that, it's in the wrong spot. Can I? No. Okay. I am going to have to move that back one block, aren't I? Would it work if I did that? Yeah, because I want to put I want to put a sign on that. All right. This is an insight into how my brain works, that I'll build something and then completely redo it. just because I don't like how it works or because I can't place a sign or something. Tempered glass. So now I need to place this on this side. Now it opens inwards. Yeah. Oh well, it's a fire hazard. It's going to have to be. I actually don't mind that that sticks out. And I've got a new idea for this, actually. What if we use the, not the framed, the copycat vertical stairs? Let's get rid of that. And that. And that. What happened to the... Oh, they're in my hand. So if I do this instead... That works nicely. But it's also kind of thin in the on the inside. And it looks sort of structural now. Because the corners would be reinforced. Yep, love it. Okay. Let's replace these. And then I can fix up that as well. Shouldn't the fan be on top because you would technically be blasting the hot or cold air into the face while entering the door? Yeah, I guess so. Good point, good point. Yeah, it could be in the ceiling, couldn't they? Oh, let's finish off this. Now that I've done that, of course, I've got to do the same in this corner. And this corner here. Okay, hang on. That's a bit weird. That's annoying. Okay, we'll figure something out for that. And now we don't need those. We're going to move that back anyway. Put that into there. All right, let's keep going with this. Yeah, it could just be up here, couldn't it? What I'm thinking is actually a slab, because that would have a bit of depth then. Okay, I placed that wrong. Hopefully I can skin that the right way. Hang on. Put some stuff away. No, it's not liking that, is it? Is there a way to rotate that texture? Or maybe I need to... Do I need to apply it from the side? No. Okay. So that represents a problem. I have a feeling maybe that this... Yeah, it's only from the sides. So you can't just put it on a panel. Okay, can't be vertical. Guess that answers that question. All right. Clipboard as an alternate sign. I thought this was a clean room. No, it looks a bit like a clean room. No, it's just a manager's office. Pausing a lot in menu. Enable land. Yes, yeah, you can do that. I don't do that too often, but just found this out. Polished deep slate counts as a viable stone for recipes. You know how some mods have recipes that need stones such as andesite, granite, diorite, and stone. Huh. Okay. Yeah, didn't know that either. What about using the giant fan? This manager's office doesn't need a giant fan. All right. Let's just do that. Is that the transparent one? Yeah. I've seen designs like this. I've seen designs where there's like a air conditioning thing just directly above the door that you go in. Cool. And I guess the last thing is lights. Probably these illuminant fixtures. If I've done this right. Yes, I did it right. Okay. Yep, it's in the middle. And then just one more. How far is that from the end? 1, 2. 1, 2. There. Let's do another one. It's amazing how much difference just lights make. Like, look at that compared to how it was before. That's given it so much more life. Got to have a desk. Yes. Yes, we do. So probably against this wall. We need filing cabinets and stuff like that as well. I don't think there's no furniture mods in this, which makes sense. Being a technical pack. I am also a fan of fans. In fact, I'm a massive fan of the massive fan. Isn't it cursed that you have more diamonds than copper or iron? Yeah. How crazy is that? Diamonds are meaningless in this game. They're just so easy to get. It's so funny. It's almost like it's done deliberately to really flip the whole sort of what wealth represents in Minecraft on its head. You could use that room for an AE2 subnet for the factory when you get there. Oh, I like that. I love that idea. Because I'm going to have subnets around the place. And I'm going to need one. That's such a good idea. Can't you use diamonds as fuels? Yeah, you can. Yeah, in the lapidary dynamo. So lapidary dynamo takes all kinds of gems. One of them is diamonds, which is relatively efficient. It's probably the best of the ones you create straight out of sifting. If you can make diatrons and things like that, and it gives you more. Okay. These workbenches, some of them look a little bit like, can't find any workbenches here. Workbenches might not be the right name. Need some sort of a desk, but, oh, what? There actually is desks. That's weird. There is a furniture. What's a bell? What? Okay. Oh, I love that sound. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to have to put that somewhere. It doesn't make sense for it to be in the manager's office, but like a front desk. Oh, actually, I know where that can go. in the future. So this is going to be my AE2 building. This is where I'm going to put all the crafting CPUs and the actual controller block itself. And this looks a little bit like an not the Apple store, but like an appliance store where you might go in to buy some kind of fancy tech. I don't know, wherever you live in the world, whatever that sort of electronics selling place would be. And I had the idea there might be a front desk here somewhere, and so that would actually work well. That's cool. I wonder if that emits a redstone signal. It does. That's so cool. All right, I'm gonna have to use that somewhere in the builds. That's just to remind me to use it. It's not going to stay there because I sometimes forget these things. If you consider the fact Chisel is here, you can expect more decoration mods. Yeah, true. Looks like an interrogation room to me. Do you mean this one here? Or do you mean that where I was before? I guess. You mean this bit over here? Like this being the interrogation room. Yeah. So this is where the crafting CPU things are going to be. So just imagine these are the crafting blocks. What I was going to do is set them up like servers. Oops. So this is how I like to set them up. Like this stacks like this. Ignore the fact I misclicked there. And then there'll be, the AE2 cable connecting them up. And then as you walk in, you see them all set up there, all blinking and doing stuff. So I think that looked pretty cool. As I said earlier in the stream, I am sort of mid AE2 setup at the moment. I've got a bunch of the components and stuff crafted. As you can see, like item storage cells and the drive, but I haven't actually built them yet. So because I need to record that and for it to be part of the next video, I'm not actually going to do it on this stream. But the next stream I do, I'll be probably AE2ifying the entire base if I haven't already. Putting subnets in and all that kind of stuff. Haven't had AE2 yet. No, not in this playthrough, but obviously I did it in the previous, previous playthrough in beta. But I'm in the midst of it. So I've got machines here building all the components, the advanced assemblers and stuff. Okay. How are we going for time? Okay. Wait, this isn't your first run. No, it's not. There's a whole other series of this is my second series of Star Technology. The last one was about 2 years ago when Star Technology first came out. Very different to this. And almost none of it is the same. So a lot of people still go and find that series and watch it and they're confused because I'm talking about things that just don't exist in this current version. Okay. Looks kind of cool. Come in here, walk up the stairs, fall off into the void by going this way. As I said earlier in the stream, there's going to be another warehouse here, that basically a copy of this thing. And then come over here to go to complain to the manager. Or clock in or say I quit because the working conditions are so terrible in this factory. Cool. Yeah, I spend a bit of time creating some filing cabinets or something. But probably move on to something else. I reckon. I think the bones of that is good. I think it's complete. I might. What's that? Yeah, okay. I spoke too soon. I just need to fix that. And you know what? That needs to go at the top as well. And that will fix the problems with those little things. The heck? Did you see that? It's placing it all the way over there. It shouldn't do that. I mean, that's crazy, right? Why would you want to do that? One little misclick, and then I hear this like sound to my far left of like a block being placed. That's cheeky. Ugh. What caused you to stop playing the first run? No, I completed it. I got all the way through to the end of what I could do in beta. So in beta, the first Stargate, which one is it? Give me a sec. Classic Stargate, I guess. Must be. Yeah, the classic Stargate was the end of the game. They didn't even have the ability to go through it. The Stargate would fire up and then just die. So to actually have some kind of a closure, I did a trick where I upgraded the game to the latest version, and then so I could get the gate to work, basically. But because everything else was broken, I just wanted to complete the series with us traveling through to Abydos. And so I did that. And the idea was that, I wasn't going to continue the series because I'd completed what was available at the time. So that's why I was super excited to come back to this, because there's 3 Stargates now. Oh, I've done it again. If you're listening with headphones, then that sounds quite funny because it's so far away. That's actually a great question. What are people listening to me on? Like, are you listening with a device that has headphones or a TV, or what are people using? Yes, yeah, 3. Oh, wrong button. There's 3 Stargates. Where are they shown? Lines of progression? Yeah. No. Yeah. So in UV, there's a Stargate, and then UEV, and then UXV. Actually, as you can see here. So there's the classic Stargate, the ancient gate, and then the draconic Stargate. And so this is where the game ends currently, the Theta version. So there's still more content to come. So yeah. And if you haven't been paying attention previously, if you haven't been paying attention to the changes, how do you spell it? Kamaru. There's this thing. There's this multi-block called the Kamaru, which to me would be almost it's an achievement in itself. I've seen people do live streams of building it by hand, which I might actually do for fun. It might be like a 16-hour stream or something like that. But yeah, it's one of the end game what do you call it? End game factories. It's insane. Some of the requirements for things is like, this is 5,000 of these, like 1,500 of those. It's just ridiculous. So yeah, that's in the future somewhere. Don't know where I'm going to put it, but fortunately that's a long way off. Okay, that's a bit more balanced. I think for completeness, we do need to do, oops, we do need to make a mistake again. Like that. And like that. Ugh, yuck. Don't like it. And while we're here, we can fix that as well. All right, almost time to move on, I think. Ah, wait. The whole reason why I redesigned this just a moment ago was to put up a sign, and then I still haven't done it. Let's get that in. So frame sign, get some calcite. I like that because it's nice and white and easy to read. So we'll put manager, please knock before entering. There we go. Oh, all that just so I could put the sign up against that wall. All right, let's clear my inventory a little bit. I feel like there's more decoration we could do on that, but I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure what it could be at this point. Well, that's cool. I love the idea that this is where the AE2 subnet's going to go, because there's actually enough space for it, which is good. And we can put in a desk and stuff like that. I'll figure out the desk and filing cabinets and stuff later. But on that note, I might take a short break. Let's put up a sign. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Alrighty. Appreciate everyone's patience. Okay. Because I can't stop thinking about things, I did actually have an idea for this while I stepped away for a moment. What I want to do is actually, I do want to set up a little desk, and we can do that quite simply with some inverted stairs, right? So what kind of material would it be? Let's just use copycat stairs. But I had this little thing I want to do. What can we make out of just concrete? No. Oh, it's spec out of wood. Stop second guessing yourself. I don't know if that's even in the right spot, but what I wanted to do is this silly thing. Do we have any bricks? We do. Make a little flower pot and get a cactus. Something like that. It's not right. This material is all wrong, but yeah, that sort of thing. I'll just leave that in there to remind myself. Anyway, let's move on. Just clear the inventory a little bit. Actually, just dump all this stuff. Oh, wait a second. I just thought of something else. One moment. Just bear with me. Indulge me for a second. I was thinking... That's not right. I was thinking he could have some shelves. He or she. Oh, that's not right. Okay, hang on. I need to get rid of that temporarily. Oh. And that. Come on. Can you not place that there? Oh. Oh, it's because of that. All right, hang on. That's what I was trying to achieve. With the idea of that's like a really thin little shelf. Oh, well, that's not going to work. Because I've placed this in the wrong spot. Cool. All right. Let's leave that and move on. That one's short. Cactus. Yes. This is the worst furniture tutorial. Yeah, true. I need more ideas with that. I'll come back to it. Anyway, what I should do is build something that we're actually going to need soon. Because now that we've rethought what that's actually for, and it's going to be for the AE2 subnet in that building, that's going to work. Now, this is going to be my storage warehouse. Originally, I had intended that I'd build 2 warehouses side by side for chemical processing, but I realized this one might actually be better if it's the storage one because it's got slightly different dimensions because it didn't line up with this thing here. And we're also going to need it sooner. So, yeah, the idea is to replicate this design, put it on here. And I had this idea for how I was going to do the shelves and stuff. Because rather than just have lots of crates and stuff, I wanted to make it look like a warehouse with actual shelving. So let me give you a demonstration of what I mean. Let's grab some crates. So something like this. imagine, let's like that, and then maybe just put a dirt block there quickly. Whoops. How can I place this? Oh, like that. It's like a sneak peek of what I'm planning. Maybe some frames up the side like that. Maybe the sheet metal stuff, the actual benches, not benches, the, what are they called? Mental blank. Shelves, yeah. Like that. And then you can place the crates on it like this. So they'll be stacked up. And then, of course, you can put the AE2 stuff attached to the back. So imagine this is the panels. These are the interfaces or storage buses. And you can even use the, what do you call the super chests as well for larger storage. And I think it will look kind of cool. So we'll stack this up a bit higher. Maybe have 3 levels. And then imagine walking into here and just seeing loads and loads of those everywhere. If that makes sense. So I think that'll look pretty cool. And a bit different. Instead of just a wall of storage, or, I mean, obviously I'm going to have ME2 storage. Oh, that's not right. Obviously I'm going to have ME2 storage for a lot of stuff, but bulk things, like, you know, like this wall of dusts and stuff, that will actually go in those, in this kind of storage area. So I think that'll look pretty cool. All right. There's a lot to build on this. So I guess first things first, let's get the height sorted. So you're going to need lots of these materials. Let's use the wall builder. So I don't want it to be as tall as this building. So that'll be 7 tall. Actually, let's have a look how I did this one. That's 3 and then a line, 3, line, 3, line, 3, line, and then 1 above. So I grab some girders. 1, 2, 3. And then that comes out that way. Ignore the fact it's the wrong way, but 1, 2, 3, and then across. And then, is that 1 higher? Approximately? Yeah. Is that going to look too short? Ah, dang it. Is there a vertical version of that? Because there's a wall, but is there like a vertical line? Ah, there is. Okay, answered my own question. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let's clear these off. Copycat boards should be able to do what you want to place multiple in the same block. Yes, yeah. I'll rethink that idea. I wasn't, even after doing it, I wasn't sure if I liked it. So let's got some slabs. And whatever this block is here. Sheet metal siding. Put that there. And then do a bit of a... See, this isn't going to work, is it? No. Just like I said about effortless building. Sometimes it doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work with the copycat stuff at all. Not properly. We'll turn that off. A little bit frustrating. Of course, I've forgotten that I need to leave these two out to use a different material. What's this? What type of material is that? Sheet metal paneling. Don't have much of that. That's all right. We'll make it work. This is kind of fiddly, isn't it? Cool. All right. And go back to these, just fill these in. Just want to get the basic structure of this one wall looking right. Like this, see if it looks right. Oops. Missed those other ones up there. Oh, 1, 2, 3, gap. Yep. 1, 2, 3, gap. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Now put the girders in. Someone called Posty building literal pieces of art. Excuse me. I find that kind of funny because I don't know. I do enjoy building things that look good, but I don't know if I'd call it art. Maybe industrial art or something. But yeah, thank you so much for the kind comments. Does Building Gadget work with copycats? I don't know. I actually don't know how to use the copycats. Sorry, the Building Gadget very well. I've only just found out about it. So is there a way that I can use the Building Gadget to copy this to make this quicker? Is that something that it can do? So I've got one here. Does anyone know? Create schematic cannon should work. Copy paste gadget. Oh, is that different to the Building Gadget? Oh, it is. Okay. Build one of those. Let's get that charged. Okay, that makes sense. I discovered the turbocharger. So I talk about that in the next episode. A lot better for charging stuff up. Because I was looking for a copy and paste mode on the Building Gadget, not realizing that there was a separate copy paste gadget. So thank you for giving me that clarification. Now then, how do you activate this? It's G or something. Yep. So copy paste. Okay, so I'm guessing we select an area. So let's try it with something simple to start with. All right, let's try this. How do you actually activate it? Where do we send pics of the base? If you're in the Discord, then just in the screenshots channel. So I think it's got screenshots, something like that, or sharing or something like that. How do you actually activate this? Is there a... I need to make a range with it. Yes, I have a Discord. The link is in the... Well, it's on my channel, like on the main page of the channel, but it's also in the... all of the videos that I do. Right click. No shift. Have I got the right one out? Yeah. It's not... Like I was expecting to have an area. Is that how it works? Like define an area and then paste that somewhere? Or do I have to turn on copy mode? Ah. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's not right. Ah, okay. So you... Hang on. So... All right, so does shift set the origin? No. Somehow you've got to set the origin and then you've got to pick the other side. All right, hang on. How can I clear that? I'll figure this out. Actually don't know how to clear it. Still set to that. So if I right click there, that now says 12 blocks. What if I select there? 32. If I shift click. Oh, okay. And then if I shift click here, copy this from there to there. Oh, okay. Yeah, so right click and then shift click. So if I want to... So I set this as the origin and then shift click there. That's that area. Okay. I think that's... Yeah, that works. So now let's see if we can get it to paste. Actually, that's a good question. Let's try and paste that. So if we go to paste mode. Oh, okay. It's showing me where it's going to go. But why is that only 2 blocks? Is that trying to put that? Ah, there we go. Yeah. So the offset is in the ground for some reason. Is that somewhere on here? Have to adjust the Y level. How does one do that? Ah, okay. Ah, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I assume just right click. Nice. And it's using the ingredients from my inventory. Yep. Okay. That's cool. All right. Next question is, does it work with the copycat stuff? Okay. So change it back to copy mode. And let's see if we can copy this section here. So right click and then shift click. Selected that area. Now change it to paste mode. And it's only got the one thing in there. It doesn't have the other blocks. We'll just see if it works. So go settings menu. Oops, got to click that. Is that the right height? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I don't think it knows about the copycat things because it didn't pull them in. I could use it for other stuff though. Like building that up. Okay, that's good to know. Didn't realize I had to accept Carla Turtle's request to access the rest of the server. Yes, yeah, that's a thing. You just need to read the description of what it says there. Create schematic cannon. All right. Schematic cannon. Shoots blocks to recreate a deployed schematic in the world. Use items from the adjacent inventories and gunpowder as fuel. Okay, that looks complicated. All right. I don't think I want to use the create schematic cannon. Maybe I'll figure that out offline. Let's see. We can make use of that thing that we just learned to accelerate the building of this. So we'll give that a go. I just want to check something in here. Yeah, those go all the way up. So let's give this a go. I wonder what the range of this thing is. So if I right click here and then go all the way over here, shift click. Oh, sorry, shift click there. Yep, there we go. And so I should be able to switch to paste mode and change the setting. Whoop, change the height to be +1. And now if I go over here, oh, that's cool. Okay. I've run out of blocks. That's to be expected. That is going to accelerate things a little bit. Of course, now I've got the problem that I need to fill those in. That's all right. But fortunately, the same pattern's on this side here, so I can just do that. Haha, that's cool. That's saving a bit of time. And let's do the same thing here. Slowly getting to grips with this thing. So right click and then shift right click, whoops, to define the area. And then go paste. There we go. Okay. Let's fill these in by hand. Actually, another thing I just realized I keep neglecting, because I forgot to use them in my last playthrough, is the travel anchors. That might be useful for getting around. Travel anchors and the, I think that's what they're called. I saw it somewhere in the shop. No, yeah, teleportation, this thing. Is that, yeah, travel anchors. Maybe I'll play with that shortly. Okay. You can bind it to an inventory. Which one? Okay, yeah. All right. Let's place down some more of these copycat slabs. This would be a bit quicker if I actually... No, I'll do it this way. Slabs. More slabs. My base is mostly made of zinc because there's so many copycat slabs or copycat panels or, sorry, copycat blocks everywhere. if you did some kind of a resource count of what kind of resources I've used in my construction, it's all zinc. It's good that zinc isn't really used for a lot of other things. If it was made of steel or iron or something like that, it would be a bit more annoying. Wait, so you can craft travel anchors, can you? Oh, okay. Oh, that's easy. Okay, maybe I won't spend the coins on it. But if I don't, then what am I spending the coins on? I mean, the shop's there for a reason, right? I bought the jet boots. I got plenty of coins left over still. True. I do need a block to put on the copycats. But I guess, yeah, I was just referencing the fact that there's so many copycats around. Oops. Keep the coins as a souvenir. Could do. I know Hamcorp is doing a... Oh, out of range of my terminal. Gotta step forward a bit. Hamcorp's doing a playthrough of Money Factory at the moment. And I think he's... on hard mode. Or expert mode, or whatever it's called. And the coins you get, you're not allowed to spend. Like, you can't actually spend them in hard mode. From what he said. It's kind of cool. Yes, yeah, Hamcorp finished Star Technology, but he started a new playthrough of what's it called? Money Factory, which looks kind of interesting. Okay, well, if that's what people want, that I should not spend the coins, then maybe I'll do that. I'll just hoard them. So far I've only bought the jet boots. Haven't spent any others. Actually, that's not true. I did buy the starter tools right at the start. The 4 coins there in episode 1, which I think it was worth doing because it gives you a bit of a jump start. So from now on, I'll hold on to them. How many do I have? Where are they? I should just look for the word coin, shouldn't I? 85 currently. Loads of quests I could probably, like optional quests and stuff like that, I could actually get more for. Okay, let's do the girders next. Oh, no way. More girders. It's very peaceful and chill at this end of the base currently. There's nothing, no machines I can hear. It's quiet. Oh. Try to spend as many as I can in the early game when it matters more. Yeah. Early game is where spending coins actually makes quite a bit more difference. But yeah, like I've said multiple times, but you play how you want to. If you want to spend the coins, do it. The only reason why I haven't spent them so far is I've had nothing to buy. There's nothing really there that I need at the moment. I'd rather set up good infrastructure and get things producing. So, like, because you can buy all the circuits and stuff. And buying a stack of circuits is kind of handy, obviously, but You could easily just craft them. Oops. This is very repetitive. I'm sorry, guys. It does take a while. There's no way to accelerate it from what I can see. Unless I use the schematic cannon, but oops, out of range again. As I said before, that's not something that I want to do at the moment. So once this frame is up, giving me a feel for if this is actually a big enough building. It's going to be like one story in the sense that it's actually like there's not going to be a level above. Okay, so if we create another one of these and just check the size, is that going to be tall enough? Put some of these super chests up here just for decoration purposes for the moment. I reckon this building is going to look a little bit like an IKEA, like the the warehousey part at the back where you collect all your stuff by the end of it. Because this would probably come a bit more further out than that. But I think that'll look cool. And the idea is what we could do is actually have, as an example, whoops, it'll actually look like this. And then we'll have another set of shelves on this side. And all the AE2 wiring will be in this gap here, and you won't see it. If I do it cleverly, you shouldn't see any of it. Because I can probably use covers and stuff. And maybe have a central column here where everything comes out. Anyway, that's for later. But what I was trying to figure out is that tall enough? So if we go, whoops, if we go one block taller, let's try this. Because generally you have a top part, don't you? Or do you? Actually, don't know. I'll have to look at some stock imagery of warehouses, I think. But in either case, I think that demonstrates that it is tall enough. I think. Hard to say unless we start putting the roof on. What's the 3 blocks, isn't it? Starting at the middle one. All right, let's pretend that we're doing the roof. So it'd be like that, using the wrong material, of course. And then it would be, how do we do this? Like that. Oops. What in that place? Okay. How can I become a great builder like you? I want to design my mod pack bases, but I can't get any ideas. Thank you for saying that I'm a great builder. I do my best. I have very I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of other people out there who build better than me. But thank you for your kind words. My advice, or my process, is to imagine what the imagine if it was in real life. Like, what would the building look like if you were to, well, start with the idea of, I want a building that, not even a building. I want a thing that is for ore processing, right? And then you start thinking, okay, well, what would that look like in real life? There'd be mining equipment. There'd be probably lots of chain link fences and stuff like that. And so that's where this came from. So I built the machinery, and then I started thinking, well, okay, maybe there'd be a chain link fence around it so that, kids didn't wander in just randomly. And then, safety things like this and, that kind of stuff. It just, for me, it just flows naturally from the question, what if this was in real life? Like, how would you make it safe? How would you design it so that you could move around and actually access machinery? So, like, early in the game, I was doing stuff like this where, okay, maybe we need to maintain the top section. So we want a ladder. And you want guardrails so you don't fall off. And it just starts to, it grows exponentially from that. So just imagine how you would actually try and use them in a real sense. And also maybe what would happen if a safety inspector came to just check it out. So with how many violations would you get? So yeah, you start to, and that's my process. It doesn't work for everyone. But yeah, build what you think looks good and practice. That's the other thing. Just build lots of stuff. Posty, are you a photographer? Just wondering. Well, that's a very interesting question. I dabbled in photography for a long time. Took lots of, it was about, a fair few years ago now, but I was really into photography. I used to shoot on Canon cameras and loved it. So I sort of fell out of that a while ago and I've been focusing on other hobbies. What are we talking about here? Some GTNH or something? SUSY, supersymmetry, isn't it? That's supposed to be pretty insane. I am planning to do a GTNH playthrough after I finish this Star Technology one. So that's going to be fun. But that'll be quite a while in the future, given how slow the progression is. What are we doing here? Misclicking. There we go. Okay, that should give me a base idea of how tall that's going to look. Because I think from memory, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, yeah. So that will be one more block of 3. Yeah, that will actually look good. So is that tall enough for the warehouse? I feel like maybe not. Hi there, how are you going today? Pretty well, Gamer V0. Thank you very much for joining. We're building a bit of a warehouse. Well, the storage. Building a warehouse for storage. What you missed earlier was me building this. which is like a manager's office for the warehouse here. This is going to change. This was just a temporary idea. The idea is that's where the AE2 subnet's going to go for the for this factory. So I think that's going to look pretty cool. But in the meantime, this is where the AE2 storage is going to go. Well, sorry, not AE2 storage. This is going to be my storage area. And the idea I had was these shelves with crates and chests and things on them, and they were going to be hooked up from behind with all storage buses and things. And it's going to look kind of a bit like an IKEA, the warehouse area at the back where all the flat pack stuff is stored. And so what I was just trying to do is figure out if that's tall enough. So I mocked this up because that's not where it's going to go. And looking at that ceiling, I'm not sure it's tall enough, but it's not far off. Because here, I made the roof one block taller than the girder, and these girders are every 4 blocks. So I think if it was 4 above that, in fact, we could do that if I stop getting distracted. Although, hang on, someone said something. Construction sticks extend copycats. What's a construction stick? I don't see a construction stick. Do we have one of those? Also currently starting AE2. Oh, nice. Yeah, my AE2 has not fully set up. I've made a bunch of the machinery and stuff to actually make it, and I've got a whole bunch of components and things. As you can see, I've got some bits and pieces, but I haven't actually put them in place yet. I'll do that. Well, that's going to be in the next episode, which is only half recorded. But this is where that's all going to go. This is the ME, or Applied Energistics building. And this is where all the crafting CPUs and stuff is going to go. So it's going to be pretty exciting. But I'm going to need some storage area, so that's what I'm working on here. Now, what can I do about this? I think that's too short. Because once we start putting in the cross beams, like that, and also the lights, I think it's going to be a little bit too enclosed. We want a bit of airspace above, I think. Because this will come across like that. Oh, it's close, isn't it? Like, it doesn't need to go 4 blocks higher, but I feel like it's just a bit close. Maybe I break my rule and have it be not 1 block above. What's this material called? Sheet metal block. Let's grab some more steel frames. This is the sort of decision making that doesn't make it into the videos. It's me being indecisive about the heights of things. Oh, so I forgot to mention. So in the last stream, we did a lot of work on this building and set this area up. I ended up building this afterwards because I said I was going to get it right, and I actually think it looks pretty good. I didn't have the right idea when I was doing the stream, and it took some time away, and then it sort of came to me. But afterwards, I realized that the building didn't look right height-wise. We'd built the floor 1 block too high. So I spent, I don't know, it was about half an hour very slowly moving block by block, basically the entire upper section down. So it was, it took a long time, and the only one who'd care about it is me. but it was just bothering me. It just didn't look right. As a consequence, everything in here sort of came down as well, and I think it looks good. And what was the catalyst for that change was these things here. Because originally, with the ceiling being 1 block taller, do I have any of those? This was still here, but imagine this entire roof section is 1 block taller. There were 2 blocks going down like this, and it didn't look right. I just didn't like the look of it. So it was all because of those. That's how my mind works. I'm quite happy just to waste like half an hour moving blocks around because it just doesn't line up. So anyway. Okie dokie. Let's use our new copy and paste gadget to extend these up a little bit. So we can go over here, as we discovered. So wait, we've got to switch to the right mode. Go copy, and then right click, and then come over here and choose shift click. There we go, 53 blocks. And now we go paste. So how are we pasting this over here? Actually, let's get rid of these first. Now, is that safe to remove? 30 blocks, maybe. Don't want to accidentally vein mine away half of my work. Have I considered designing in Creative and importing the schematics? I do sometimes mock things up in Creative, just for fun, but I don't. I still build it for real in this game. Okay, is that going to work? I think so. Cool. Okay, is 1 block enough? How can we tell? My gut feel is maybe 1 isn't enough. Let's go with 2. I think that might give it enough space. With all the high-tech gadgetry I have and different blocks I have access to, sometimes dirt is just the easiest option. Oh, that's not right. Okay. Oops, I missed some stuff there. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, having basically Creative Flight makes this so much easier. That's why all the buildings weren't very tall, like until recently. I used dirt as a temporary block when I built my clean room. I love the irony of that. That's so cool. All right. Let's just fill this in, see if we've done this right. It's nothing worse than building a whole thing and then realizing, I really want to shift that. So it's worth doing these little tests first. Let's get the vibe. Oh no. I think that might be too tall. Oh, no, wait, sorry. I've got to put this stuff in as well. Because that lowers it a little bit. Oh yeah, that's it. That works. That works. And then we can put some lights in. Some of these luminant fixtures. I think I lined them up with these. So where's that? That's about here. Yep, I think that's it. I think we've nailed it. The outside is going to look a bit different because there's going to be more of a gap. But I think we can roll with that. All right. So I guess we just keep going with this. Oh, something I quickly wanted to mention to Gamer v0. Remember we were talking, I think you were here for the last stream, where we were talking about the thing of progress, what do we call it? Hall of Progress. We were coming up with different ideas. I suddenly remembered that there's a depot. So this might be an option for storing those, what do you call it, the hulls. So I put it here as a reminder, because this is where I'm going to put the Hall of Progress, I've decided. That was one of the options that I was toying with doing on this stream, but I've ended up doing the storage thing instead. So yeah, that could be possible. You like that is clean. Do you mean the depot setup? Yeah. All right, cool. We'll see how it pans out. I might change my mind in the end. Let's do this. I think I need to go 3. No. Almost made a mistake. There we go. Yep, that's the right height. Now I need to do a couple more copies and we're done. So switch to copy. This is very handy. Still takes me a while to actually work with it. So I'm trying not to make any mistakes. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could undo. That's good to know. Ah, yes. Okay. The first LV hull. I should explain. So something I've talked about in previous streams and something I do want to do, and triggered by the fact that I started to do this over here, which is the first LV circuit and the first MV circuit. What I wanted to do was create something I call the Hall of Progress. And essentially, as you walk in, which would be here, there'd be panels on the walls. So let's grab some bricks. I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. Actually, let's go on the roof of this building temporarily. Create like a little section like this. Bit of a slab. And then some item frames. I made these too small. I think there's actually framed item frames you can get as well. That I can reskin them. Just ignore that. But essentially, you know, do the circuit for each tier. So circuit goes like in the middle. Got like soul infused ingot. And what's the other one? That LV is steel, isn't it? I don't have any steel ingots, but let's just assume that plate is a ingot. And the idea is, this is representing LV, and now I guess with that thing down there, maybe the depot would go here. So we put that like that, and then grab an MV. Sorry, an LV hull. No, what is it? LV. Well, okay. Let's just assume this is a hull, and that just goes on there. And the idea is this is, this represents I have achieved LV, and then there'll be one next to it for MV, etc. So that looks kind of cool. The annoying thing is this is just random placement every time. You can't see it because it doesn't have a. I should actually make the LV machine hull. Where is it? There we go. So it points a random direction. when you place it, unfortunately. But yeah, you get the idea. And this is, there'll be a whole bunch of these, and you sort of walk in like almost like it's a museum, and you can examine all the different, what do you call it? Exhibits, yeah. And then maybe right at the end, so you have like LV, MV, or no, actually LV, and then on the other side, MV, and then yeah, HV, etc. You'd come to the end, and there'd be some big thing in the middle. Maybe those cats. Those cats that I hear are hard to craft. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But that is, I thought it'd be kind of cool. So that's what that's about. And I thought maybe I could encase it in glass, but I don't know if that would work with that layout because it would be in the way. This kind of, I like this because it's, as like the vertical spacing is good. So you've got the depot at the bottom, and then you see that, and then you see those just behind it. Stargates. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that I reckon this game needs trophies. Maybe I should suggest that in the Discord for Star Technology. They should have like trophies, I think, for achieving certain things. I like that idea because then you can display them somewhere, and it's like you feel good about the progress you've made. Anyway, not that I have any sway at all. I'm just any other content creator. I said that before, like I have a personal line to like talk to like the devs or anything. No. I just play the game like everyone else does. I think we're out of slabs. All right. Grab some more zinc. Tell you what, time has flown by this time. I can't believe we're already sort of in the what I would normally consider the ending, not ending, but you know, closing stages of the stream. I've been going for what, 2.5 hours? It doesn't feel like that long. Maybe I'm getting used to this. This is only my 4th stream, but I do enjoy it. It's great. Gate roll, yeah. Suggest it in the priority suggestions channel. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll look into it. I think that'd be fun. I've been watching Thaumium King 9's playthrough of Money Factory. I think it's Money Factory. And yeah, he's getting all these trophies for different achievements, which I think is kind of cool. I'm jealous. I want my trophies. What block is that? Sheet metal siding. Oops. Oops. So that's probably the distillery. Okay, hang on. Let's do this a smarter way. Sheet metal paneling. Where's that at? Here? Yep. That wasn't enough. I need more than that. All right. Do that, and then that's probably enough. All right, let's just go around and do these ones. I knew I was going to make a mistake eventually. In my head, I was like, don't mess up, don't mess up. Ugh. So easy to screw up like that when you're trying to go fast. Theta 2 is in testing right now, so I recommend you get ready to update the world. Yeah. Well, yeah, as soon as that comes out, we'll see what you see, I guess. It's normally from alpha to beta, then release. Yeah. Yeah, I got confused by that whole thing with the naming. Did you remove the first two? Ah, yes. Yeah, sorry. It is the fourth stream. I did remove them in the sense that I unlisted them just because I felt like they were distracting to my other content. But if you have the existing link, it's still there. I didn't delete them or anything like that, just unlisted. So I did that to basically to improve discoverability, I guess. So when people look at my channel, they'll see my latest videos and the latest stream, not a whole bunch of previous streams. So yeah, that's just how I wanted to do it. I don't know, 'cause I don't imagine that people would want to come and watch a live stream from 6 months ago, if that makes sense. But maybe in the last 2 weeks or something like that, they would, to catch up. So I appreciate not everyone has time to watch this live. So if you're watching this back, thank you for watching it. Love to have you on the actual live stream, but yeah, obviously the timing of it is not always good for everyone. Oh, I'm out of those blocks, am I? No, just in my hand. First time watcher. Oh, thank you for joining. This is a new thing for me, so I'm still kind of figuring out the right thing to do. So far, seems to be mostly me building things. It might be fun to try and do a whole bunch of progression as well, maybe as a separate series. Just lawn base it up completely, like go completely against my normal way of doing it. That might be fun. Terminal out of range. No. Okay. What's that block again? I keep forgetting. Some kind of sheet metal. You'd be surprised how many people watch live VODs. Yeah, okay. I have to... I'm new to this, as I said, so I'm still trying to understand my audience, actually. So, which is a funny thing to say. When I started this just over 2 years ago, because that's how long I've been running the channel, I had no idea if people that my content would resonate with people. And in fact, I didn't start the channel to produce content. I just wanted to record a bunch of stuff I was already doing in the game and maybe speak over it. And maybe some people would find that helpful, because the mod pack is pretty difficult in some parts, especially if you're new to modded Minecraft. And so that's what the whole genesis was, and people liked it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll be a bit more serious about it. And that's where we are now. Suddenly started streaming. All right, let's extend this out. I think that's starting to feel good. Now, I'm going to share this with you because I want other people to appreciate the pain that I go through for you. Where's the blocks I need? Sheet metal walling. Okay. So making the walls is difficult. It's very time consuming. It's not a process that can be made easier, I don't think. I've looked at different ways of copying. Maybe the schematic cannon would do it for me, but yeah, at the moment, I'm not doing that. So to achieve this riffled effect, or in and out, is actually pretty annoying. But I like the look of it, so I persist with it. So essentially, I have to, like the ones on the floor are easier, but the ones up there are hard. Which pack? Ah, not talking to me. That's cool. Yep. So we do that, and then we turn around and do that way. So it seems like I'm just complaining about nothing because that was pretty easy. But once we go up a level, it becomes a lot harder. So when we do these ones, I can't stand back nicely and do that. Although that did work that time. Maybe I'm complaining about nothing. Ah, I know why. When I built this, I didn't have the jet boots, so I couldn't hover like this. Maybe that's why. Okay, ignore everything I just said. I'll show you what I mean. So I built a lot of that building with this the jetpack. So it's slower, and also hover mode is slow fall. So when you're trying to place blocks, you just can't. It won't hover in place. I'm trying to stop there to actually place it, so you just can't do it. So yeah, that's the reason. And now I can just hover. So yeah, that works. I do have to alternate like which side, but now I don't have to worry about placing them. Jet boots are the only worthwhile store-bought product. Definitely. They're amazing. Oh, he's all right. See you, gamer. See you, gamer V0. See you in the next stream. Yes, hopefully. And yeah, so that's basically how I do it. It's a bit fiddly, but I really like the effect. And then do... Actually, the way that it connects with the roof is a little bit more complicated. That took me a long time to get sorted. But that can be done. Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll finish this. Maybe I'll finish this wall and then probably end the stream. I think it's getting... I've been going for a little while now. My voice is starting to go a little bit. But it's been great hanging out with you all. I really enjoy this, like, interaction and engagement, I guess. I do like hearing... I get great ideas. Like the copy and paste gadget. I didn't know about that before the stream started. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I always get quite nervous, like in the hour before I'm due to stream. I don't know. I think it's just a human nature thing. But once I get started, everything is pretty chill. I think it helps that the community that I have, which, as I said before, it's funny that I can even say that because I never imagined I would have a community. The community I have, you're all very chill, and you're very helpful. Ask questions, answer questions of each other's. So that's love it. Exactly the sort of collaboration I want to foster. Because for me, it's for the love of the game. Love this game. Offhanding the texture block might make things easier. Yes, yeah. Yeah, it's quite a common thing that I do. All right, let's focus on this wall. it really helps that I built that. It took a long time, so I actually remember the process of like what goes where. I need more of this sheet metal walling. Luckily, I made a lot because I knew I was going to need it for this. All right. Do that, bit of that, bit of that, bit of that. Okay. I think from memory, this one sticks out. And the other two are on the inside. Let's just check that. Yeah. Actually, I just realized I should be doing that. Yeah. Don't want a double handle. From the lizard, same with me. I've always nervous going into things, but when I'm doing it, I never want to stop. Yeah. Ah, Melbourne without coffee. Yes. I think I'm trying to remember. Like I started watching his stuff very early when he was just playing his first playthrough of Star Technology, just before I started mine. So I like his content. He's been doing a bit of GTNH recently, as well as like a collaborative playthrough with some friends of like a custom mod pack of some description. I didn't recognize it, so I don't remember what it's called. And yes, yeah, obviously Factorio, which is a game I don't think I'll ever play because I think I would get lost in that game. Yeah, it's just the sort of thing that I would just not sleep and just play that. Oops, play that constantly. So it's for my own well-being that I don't touch it. Oops. It is pretty handy that you can just put the texture block in your offhand. Saves a lot of time when you remember to do it. That's looking good. No panels. Yeah. Yep. Digital crack. Exactly. How's it going, StarTech Replay? Yeah. This is like my second playthrough. First one was a long time ago on an older version, and the game has changed a lot. So I thought I'd better come back. There's 3 Stargates now. It's crazy. So looking forward to that. Just doing a bit of chill building. Unfortunately, you're catching me towards the very end. I'm almost going to call it. So I've been going for almost 3 hours. And that's looking pretty good. It's funny that the shadows cast by these girders give it a very blue appearance. But the actual texture is a lot whiter. But I don't mind that. All right. Let's have a look in here. So from memory, I did that sort of thing. Except for those. Yeah, that's cool. Copycat stairs, and then the steel frames across the top. Okay, so I need more steel frames. Oh, I'm out of steel frames. Need to make some more. Where's my assembler? How does it look with shaders off? Good question. I could probably do that, couldn't I? Let's have a look. Oh, there's a hotkey for turning off shaders, isn't there? Okay, all right. There you go. Wow, that looks totally different. Wow, okay. That's interesting. It doesn't... The world looks quite different. Oh, no, I'm going to go with a lot different. It still has its charm, but it just can't compete. All right, let's turn this back on. There we go. Part of the reason why everything looks the way it does is because I've got the sun basically set to noon, or very close to noon, permanently, because it helps with the recording. In the sense that if I need to re-record something, I can just do it and not have to worry about the times of day not matching, because as a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, so to speak, some parts of my videos, an explanation won't work and I'll have to cut it out and then re-record it. And so I might do that a week later. And then I might have even built stuff that shouldn't yet be shown. So I'll strategically place myself when I'm doing that content to be like looking like down or something like that, or maybe looking at just one machine and then behind me is everything else that shouldn't be there yet. So sometimes that, you know, that's just like a little kind of the magic of editing kind of situation. And obviously, yeah, having it rain or having it be a different time of day would obviously spoil that illusion. Oh, another thing, I don't know if anyone's ever actually done this. I thought this was kind of cool, because this game, this has a... Sorry, excuse me, I had to cough there. This game has a zoom ability, and you can like zoom right in, which is kind of cool. You can actually look at the planets. So I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that. So that planet has what, 3 or 4 moons, which is kind of cool. And that they're not just dots in the sky. They're actually, there are things. There was another one around somewhere else, wasn't there? Yeah. They're not just visual glitches. So I thought that was kind of cool. Of course, you know, if the day-night cycle was enabled, it would actually be moving through the sky and you'd see others. I think there's others that you can only see if you're below. That's obviously the moon, but anyway. All right. How are we doing? That looks good. This is looking good. Yeah, the galaxy is really beautiful at night. It's just a shame that I don't get to see it. I had this thought at one stage of alternating between like nighttime and daytime. Like, so one episode would be daytime, the next episode would be nighttime, and then, you know, basically switch between them. But I think that would expose the fact that all of the, like, I don't have anywhere near enough lights anywhere. Like, none of this is lit up. It would be completely dark, aside from a few key areas, obviously. I need to use those fans over here. Yeah, okay. All right. Really liking how this is turning out. I think it was the right call to make this slightly taller, even though it meant redoing that. So see how our frames is going. All right, let's grab some of those. I think It was just across like that. This wasn't it. Here's me peeking in the window. Yeah. Yep. So that's how it works. But I'm gonna have to wait till I have more of these steel frames made to complete the rest of it. What type of material is this? Oh, I think it's the sheet metal walling. It is, okay. So I should replace these. Am I doing that right? Yeah, okay. My process involves coming back later to add these rust ones. So I don't have any. I think it's just easier to complete the whole thing and then just go through and remove certain ones and put the rusty ones in. That's why these ones haven't been done yet. It's just quicker. Okay, and that needs to be one of these, which is what? Industrial iron. Which I don't have much of. So that's what it's going to look like. Well, once the whole thing's finished. Yeah. I am liking it. And I guess the idea would be you walk in here, there'd be some sort of one of those cage things that I've set up elsewhere. That's where the stonecutter would, whoops. That's where the stonecutter would go. For those who don't know, I'm talking about this thing here. Like a little maintenance area or something. Forklift parking or something, I don't know. And then we'd set these up. That's going to have to come out a little bit further. Maybe not too much further. But yeah, that's the plan. Well, I achieved what I wanted to achieve. I've managed to fill in that side of it. And also get the idea for how big this should be. Because I was concerned about it, about the size. I like that on this roof here, you can look down on it. Same from over here. Oops. You can kind of see it down there. Having them be different heights, I think, is a good idea. The next warehouse that I'm going to do is over here. It's going to be the same size as this one. And it's going to be more of the same sort of industrial processes and things. Because this is not going to be big enough to fit everything I need to as the playthrough goes through. And then another future big build is going to be a power station over here. Because I need to upgrade that. And I'm actually thinking of doing... I haven't figured out the design, but maybe something inspired by the Chernobyl nuclear reactor in terms of size and sort of look, in that it'll have like a large rectangular box type thing like this, but bigger, and then some large smokestacks on top that would be actually spewing smoke, and then have a big reactor hallway and stuff where you walk through and stuff. It wouldn't actually be a nuclear power plant, so to speak, but inspired by the design and the shape. You should consider centralized power and increase throughput on your processing lines. Yeah, there's a lot I need to do. There's a lot I need to do. Currently, I've got distributed power, which actually, I don't mind it as an idea, because what I thought of, this building is going to be AE2. So this is where all the AE2 stuff is going to go. I had an idea of creating a power substation just here and run the power from there. And so all the combustion generators would be in there. And then that would, like, thematically, in terms of how you actually set up, buildings and substations and stuff like that, that would actually work. When I say power substation, I mean like you'd see out in the real world, not the block for it. Because there is a power substation, I think, isn't there? Yeah, not the multi-block, not this thing. I mean, eventually, I guess, but my own kind of variant of the power substation here. You see them all. I don't know if other countries have them, but in Australia, we have these power substations all around the place, which is basically just an area that has gravel on the ground. It's all fenced off, and there's, machinery and things that look like coils and wires going everywhere. So that's what I'm planning to do there. I think it could be fun. One other thing, I still need to figure this out. What I'm going to do with this grass area between the two. Put some kind of a path. Like, what do you have around warehouses? It's not really supposed to be pretty. Oh, actually, I thought of putting a chain link fence around the whole thing. That was what I thought. So kind of like, whoops, too close. Sort of like this. So imagine that all the way around. And there is one with barbed wire on top as well. Do I have any? Can I make one of those? No. Some of these iron nuggets. Is that what I'm missing? Yes. Yeah, so I can do the same thing with barbed wire on top. Oops. Sort of like that. And it does actually hurt you, I think. Maybe not. Okay. But, like a barbed wire fence around it, like, don't break in kind of thing. So, yeah, that's just an idea. Loading bays for trucks would usually go in between. Ooh. True. You know what? I think we should concrete this area in, get rid of the grass, have the grass go continuously across. That sounds like a great idea. I'll just remove this. Whoops. Just remove that to remind me. Yeah, so we concrete that all in, and that could be where the trucks go in. This is like a loading dock area. We could have it so they drive all the way through. Oh, that's brilliant. I like it. I love these suggestions. That's why I love this streaming, because I don't have these ideas myself all the time. Cool. All right. Well, my voice is starting to go. I think 3 hours is about the sweet spot for these streams, I think. So thank you everyone who has joined. I love doing these. Going to continue to do them. Next one's in probably 2 weeks. This time slot. So yeah, I don't think there's anything more to say. Thank you so much.